Precious metals are crashing, gold and silver collapsing, silver down over 30% just a little bit ago before a small bounce kicked in. This is something the charts gave us a heads up on, at least on silver, with a topping tail a few days ago. We'll discuss this and we'll look at the targets for where to buy. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at verifiedinvesting.com. And as always, we're here to look at the charts and the data. Let's take a look here, folks. What a drop. Silver right now still down 28%. That's after getting a bounce off of the low, hit a low of about $74 per ounce. Now, this is after yesterday it hit a high of $121. So when we talk about percentages, this is epic, folks. This drop was almost a 39% drop, essentially from yesterday highs to today's lows. Now, ultimately, did I do some buying today? You better believe I did as a swing trade. Why? Well, because take a look at this level here. So on a technical basis, you see these highs right through here. You draw a trend line right through that area down to here. This is a major support zone, right? You can see, right? Because here the market on silver was going up. It was grinding, kind of had a mini micro blow off top, reversal, chop, tried to break out, got rejected, and then finally broke out. So the idea here is that when it comes back into this area, this is most likely where it's going to find support. Now, notice I didn't say I'm buying it for the long term. I certainly am not. The damage technically done to the chart on silver today is extensive. Now, before I did say you could tell there was something coming, at least per technical analysis. Now, again, keep in mind, I focus on the charts and the data. Every time I did a video on silver or gold, the comments, the general theme, not everyone, but a lot of people, this time is different. Oh, don't you know about this? Oh, don't you know about this? This is different this time. The problem is, folks, it really never is, because human psychology doesn't change. The same fear that you feel today, the same greed you felt the other day or the yesterday, that is what drives anything. Stocks, crypto, commodities. We don't change our stripes, right? Think about it. A human, it doesn't matter what we're trading. We always find the narratives to fit our thesis. All right. Now, again, silver went up a lot further than I ever thought it would go before correcting, but I certainly wasn't chasing it. And when you see these type of drops, these are liquidity flush outs, people using too much leverage, trying to get rich quick, and the market makes you pay. And I've learned this countless times in my trading career. All right. Even to this day, sometimes I make a mistake and I learn it the hard way. I made this mistake many times in my past, in my early years, but I still make it to this day. All right. No doubt about it. In any case, let's look at that signal here. This is the most important thing. This candle right here, folks, this is what we call a topping tail in technical analysis. And in fact, I did this analysis in a video on my channel just days ago. I've covered this in my daily trading game plan that I do Monday through Fridays at 9 a.m. on the Verified Investing Network. All of this right here, folks, that is a reversal signal. It's called a topping tail. Why? It's at all-time highs or 52-week highs. Check. Okay. It has a long tail where buyers pushed it up, but then sellers, and that's how you form a tail, right? Sellers pushed it down and it closed in the lower 25%. You take the low of the candle to the high of the candle. If it closes in the lower 25% and all those other factors are present, it is a topping tail. Now, remember, charts and data, drill it into your minds. When you look at this candle formation and you map it with all the factors that I just mentioned, it has to be at a 52-week high or all-time high. It has to be et cetera. You see that 70% of the time, this marks a major top in a chart. Crypto, stocks, commodities. Now, listen, do I still like silver longer term? Heck yeah, I still think it's going higher down the line. It just was overdone to the extreme, and it now had a topping tail. Now, gold didn't give us quite that signal. It did give us a doji yesterday, not as good of a signal, but we'll get to gold in just a second. In any case, there you have it, folks. Look at the drop here. Silver again cratering to $74 per ounce, now bouncing back to about $82 per ounce. And this is really remarkable, folks, because again, this is a massive volume move. This does serious damage to the chart. And obviously, I will keep it on my radar. But as of now, I showed you my support zone where I did some buying today. I'll put it right back in here for you guys. Again, right in here, this is major support. Now, again, we're going into the weekend. We'll see what happens. I would generally think that we get some sort of bounce initially on Monday, maybe a small bounce. But again, it could even trade down to this low around $71 to $72 per ounce. All right. But this is your big level. This zone right in here is your big level of support. Now, the other thing to keep an eye on is we have a secondary trend line. And this is one of the reasons I'm kind of curious to see where we close today, because here you have silver piercing this uptrend. Generally, you'd rather it not close below this white trend line. Now, again, either way, for a swing trade bounce, I like it. For, listen, you could have already made literally what? I mean, basically 10% on this trade just by going in if you had gotten the lows. By the way, I did not get the exact low. I got around the 75, 76 level here. But nonetheless, this bounce here, I'm watching right here around 85 to 86. Does it recapture that? Now, again, do I think that this is done? Do I think this is a one and done scenario? The answer is no. And historically, and right, I always go back to data because people always think like, oh, well, he's going to be bear. I love silver. I hold little silver. I have 10 ounce and 100 ounce bars of silver, right? So obviously I'd love it to keep going up. That would be amazing. And I still believe in it longer term, but things don't go up in straight lines. And when they go up in a straight line, then they have a major flush out. And we have to remember that. Okay, so where would I start buying more silver for the long term? To be honest, people aren't going to like this answer. But for me, I'm probably looking right in here, $54. And by the way, literally this drop, look at how close. I mean, it's not that much further. But this was a former major high with consolidation. You had a beautiful cup handle pattern and broke out. This is my go long for the long term buyable level. All right, let's take a look at gold here, because gold again is very intriguing. So we can see here again, and I have a line here already. We'll discuss it. Gold is down right now 9%. If you look at from the highs yesterday, look at the fall here, 16%. I mean, that's unheard of in gold. All right, one of the things that I didn't like yesterday, and this is what gave me a heads up, is that gold intraday was down literally from the highs of the day to the lows yesterday, 10%. That's not healthy, folks. All right. Again, when you see these type of intraday moves, it screams that there's liquidity, there's leverage being put to work, there's too much leverage, and that creates these big watershed moves, including like what we're seeing today. It's just people had to use leverage from a lot lower, had to get wiped out. If you're in the crypto markets, this happens quite often, right? People use 100x leverage, 50x leverage, they buy up Bitcoin, and then you see Bitcoin like in one candle just flush out all that leverage. And you hear about, oh, there was like 5 billion liquidations. Well, you basically had that today. But my point again is learn from this, right? When things go parabolic, what do? I generally say I missed the trade. Okay, I missed the trade. Now, parabolic is like the last couple of weeks, right? I mean, there were buying opportunities prior, but parabolic is where something goes up so irrationally that you really should raise your eyebrow at it. Like you should be like, that's not normal. Like that's not a bull market kind of grind up or move up. That's an exponential, massive move that is unsustainable. And that's where these moves come from. All right, looking at gold, guys, where do I think I will start to nibble? So as a swing trade, if it had gotten down here, I actually would have nibbled today, right around 4,500. There's also this trend line right here, which is kind of right in that same zone. So this would be a good swing trading level. On a longer term basis, I might nibble around 4,300 again right here. But really, again, and I don't know if it's coming down here, and it may not, in which case I'm just holding the gold that I have, right? But if it does, you're looking at around $3,500 per ounce. And by the way, platinum and palladium, wow. All right, let's look at platinum. I'm not going to do a lot of analysis on these guys because I don't like these videos to be too long for you. But look at the flush on platinum today. My buy level on platinum is not that far away, around 1,700. I'll start buying in on platinum right there. And if we look at palladium, let's take a look here. Oh, it got so close. Look at this beautiful uptrend line right here, folks. It got so close. Look at how close that got within, basically dollars, getting a bounce. But if it flushes a little bit more, yes, I would be interested. Also notice this, guys. See this right here? That's right at that level too. So that's why it bounced right there. I was looking for a little bit lower. But in any case, this is where it's at. I mean, this volatility is, you'll remember it for the rest of your life. I'm sure I will too, just like I remember the dot-com collapse. I remember the 2008, 2009 financial crisis. But I'm here to try to bring some light from taking away the fear and the greed to what the charts are telling us. And the charts always drop breadcrumbs. It's up to us to try to decipher them. And granted, any pattern formation can fail, right? It's a probability game. So if you have a topping tail that's 70% says it's a major top, that means 30% of the time it doesn't pan out, right? Okay. But if you're a casino, you take those. You do that every single time. You play every single topping tail that fits that criteria, because 7 out of 10 times you're going to be right. And that's the key. You guys go have a great one. I'll be back again with more videos in the coming days, especially this weekend. I'm going to get you guys some more videos out. Copper looks like it topped. We'll go into that this weekend as well. And I'll get into crypto and the markets, the stock market overall. Have a great one, and thank you so much. Take care.